One of the biggest barriers to recovery can be non-acceptance of the illness. And by that I mean that if a family or a work environment allow the process to carry on, we call it enabling. Anything that enables that process to carry on can stop the chance of any sort of recovery, because until there are consequences for somebody's actions and behaviours, then there will be no recovery, because nobody will want to stop just on their own. First off is that the family themselves don't want to accept that their loved one has a problem with addiction. They would rather call it depression, anxiety, they'll call it anything apart from the actual problem, which is they're drinking too much or they're using cocaine or whatever it happens to be. And their behaviour means that they are outside of the family values. What happens, of course, is that if somebody is, let's just use alcoholism as an example. If somebody's an alcoholic living in a house, quite often, the traits that you see are deceit, manipulation, denial, and the person can become restless, irritable, discontent, and the whole family revolve around that person's anxiety and irritability. So the family learn that when the addict is okay and smiling, they pat them on the head and, metaphorically, and look after them. And then when the irascible nature of the alcoholic comes out, then they disappear. They will try and do almost anything to get that person from that bad space into a better space, including them giving them alcohol or, saying, can I do something, blah, 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 blah. There. The sort of things that happen within a family that just enable the process to go on is the addict wakes up with a hangover and gets his wife to call his office and say he's got diarrhea or he's got gastroenteritis or he's got migraine or whatever it happens to be, but essentially covering up for the fact that that person is not fit for work because of their addiction. If you financially support the person, so let's say that you're a parent and that person has spent a lot of money on alcohol or drugs and can't pay the rent on the flat and whatever, anything that you then, from the goodness of your heart, do to financially support that actually might end up being just another enabling process to buy more alcohol or more drugs. And the rent still won't get paid, but they'll go away and use it for their addiction. So if you have somebody in your family that's an addict, the single best advice I can give you is to let them go to a treatment facility. I would look for the fact that it's a group process, that it has an appropriate length of stay. Personally, I think around 6 weeks is the best time scale. That they have counsellors who are certified in dealing with addiction and mental health, because that's really important, because it's a very focused process. If the counsellors within that centre are master's level, then even better, because that also indicates a level of expertise. Some of those counsellors probably will be in recovery, which is in itself an addition and a help to the process for empathy and identification.